have a special guest with us, Bob Lutz, a guy who, I'm sorry, did we pull our microphone off? That happens to me all the time. Let me put it up the right direction here. Here we go, sir.
Okay.
No problem. Bob Lutz, and this is, first of all, we're at VIA Motors, and Bob is on the board of directors of VIA. Any other title that you've added in the last couple of minutes?
No, that's about it.
That's what
I'm also the owner of, or the co-owner of VL Motors, which has a gasoline-powered car at the show.
Excellent.
But you'll see that tomorrow.
Okay, let's talk about VIA. What is VIA?
Well, VIA is a company that takes full-size GM pickup trucks and vans or sport utilities and converts them to a lithium-ion battery pack capable of about 50 miles. And then it's the same principle as the Chevy Volt. After the electric charge is at a point where the battery says that's it, a conventional gasoline engine kicks in and supplies power to the battery. Never runs, the vehicle never runs off the gasoline engine. The gasoline engine is there purely as a generator set. So you have all the advantages of electric drive, plus you have unlimited range. The fleets are very much enamored of these vehicles because a lot of times their daily average driving is under the 50 miles. So especially the utility companies who don't pay a lot for electricity see up to $500 a month in savings on fuel, and that pretty much covers the lease on a VIA truck. So they're getting the truck for free is the way they look at it. So we've got a lot of demand, a lot of fleet orders. The only problem now is getting them fully certified and into production.
Now, you're obviously a guy who knows about electrification of vehicles, the driving force really behind the Chevy Volt program. You saw the value in electric vehicles a long time before a lot of people did.
Well, I thought I did. And obviously, Volt sales are a little disappointing, although it's the best-selling electric vehicle in the industry.
Right.
But, you know, the Nissan Leaf didn't make it, and the battery makers are all having trouble. And I think everybody's expectations were too high. And the problem with electric-powered conventional cars or passenger cars is it takes a long time for the customer to break even. And unless they're buying electric for emotional or political or save the planet reasons, which is about 5% of the population, the rest of the people say, what's in it for me? I'll save on fuel, but look at what I'm paying up front. And that's where the equation for the full-size pickups, sport utilities, and vans is, for the first time, you look at the economics, what am I paying and what do I get in return? Almost from day one, you get terrific saving. So I sort of, in hindsight, say, what was I thinking? We shouldn't have electrified a small car. We should have electrified the Cadillac Escalade. Because the bigger it is and the more fuel it burns, the better the electrification pays off for the customer.
And that's why the fleet idea works so well.
Oh, absolutely, because they're not in it for the prestige. They don't care about the label. What they want is the real world cost of operation. And these VIA trucks, when it comes to cost per mile, are just unbeatable.
So at what point do you suppose the consumer version of electric cars is going to finally come down to that price point where people get into the game?
You know what? Your guess on that is as good as mine. What it really takes is a combination of a 300-mile battery, rechargeable in under a half hour, and the car priced at no more than a conventional car. So those three things have to converge. And now, you know, like Tesla has 2 out of 3, but they don't have the price point.
Right.
And other people have the price point, like the Nissan Leaf, but they don't have the 300-mile battery. So somebody's got to get it all together. And when you can buy, say, an electric car the size of a Chevy Malibu or a Ford Fusion or a Toyota Camry for $30,000 with a 300-mile range and a 20-minute recharge time, at that point, we can kiss the gasoline engine goodbye.
Well, I suspect you might be the guy who brings them all together. I mean, you've been in that field for a while.
Well, you know, I'd need another 20 years, and I'm not sure I have it.
I don't think anybody's going to write you off, sir. Every time we think you retire, you're back again, and
Well,
it's
that's
stronger and
true,
better than ever.
Yeah. I'd much rather be working on automotive projects than doing nothing.
Well, you're doing great now. On a personal level, you still flying your jet?
Yep, you bet. Yep.
A lot of people know. Some people don't know you. Is it a MiG? Is that what you own?
No, a MiG is kind of a generic expression for any Soviet military jet. Just like in Great Britain, every vacuum cleaner is a Hoover, regardless of who makes it. It's actually made by a company called Aerovodochody, and it's called an L-39, and it was the standard Soviet bloc plus all of the Soviet Empire. You know, Cuba has about 90 of them. It was the standard light attack and advanced jet trainer. It was the last thing the guys in flight training flew before going into the MiG-21s and MiG-29s and so forth. Actually, a version of the airplane is still in production.
Interesting. So, and you're still out there flying that regularly? And
well,
probably not regularly as you like, because you keep.
Well, I try for once a week.
That's good.
But this time last time I flew it was almost a month ago. Yeah, now I'm gonna miss this week, so it'll probably be 5 weeks.
And this job just keeps getting in the way of having fun, doesn't it?
You know what? I think that's the downside of work.
Well,
the old phrase. You know, the drink is the curse of the working classes. The work is the curse of the drinking classes.
So I think my dad once told me, you've never seen a tombstone that reads, "I wish I would have spent more time at the office." Well, you're definitely a guy who spends a lot of time at the office, and we appreciate it because what you do is always groundbreaking, and you really make a change in the business.
Thanks.
And thank you for letting us use a corner of your space up here. And,
this is for a company the size of VIA and where they are in their march to commercial success. This stand is amazing.
Well, if you want to check out VIA, I've got your website up right there. It's viamotors.com. We were looking at a picture right now. You got Jay Leno on board there, driving the truck that I want to drive there. So,
however, I think that's me in that picture, so it's mislabeled.
They think that's you. No, that's Jay Leno right there. So anyway,
is Leno?
I think that's Leno right there.
Oh, we both have white hair. Yeah, that is Jay Leno. Yeah, you're right.
So anyway, you can go to viamotors.com, take a look at it, and I love the idea that you're talking about. Really, is maybe the idea is we should have started the big cars, then gone to the small cars.
Absolutely.
By the end of it, but Bob Lutz, always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thanks very much.
And thank you so much for coming up. Well, thanks for letting us come on up here. I'll take this off here so you can walk away.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir, and good luck flying the jet.
Well, you don't want to rely on luck with that.
Yeah, that's true. There you are. There you are. So we're going to show the picture now. There's a oh, whoops, I missed you. Yeah, they don't want to rely on an airplane built by the lowest bidders, but there we go. Thank you, Bob. All right, Bob Lutz. Always great to see. Oh, no, here we go. Now I can put it.